school district was going to build an 800-student junior high right across the street from Felida Baptist Church. And it just seemed like that was an incredible opportunity to provide a service to our community by offering an after-school program. So my role as the Zone started was just spend a lot of time thinking and praying about what that kind of after-school program would look like. I knew I wouldn't have the time to oversee it on a day-to-day operational basis. So I began going around and talking to different people and different sources, seeking to fundraise a significant amount of money so that we would be able to hire Cindy Abbott as the director of the Zone and also bring her on staff as our youth director for Felida's youth ministry. So when we started the Zone, the reason it got named the Zone actually had to do with the fact that across the street there was this big construction zone going on. And that just kind of planted the idea in me that, as a church, we could be constructing healthy character traits in students. And so we just kind of keyed off that idea of a construction zone and called it the Zone. And then when we started the program, we just tried to follow that theme of constructing healthy character traits and just positive qualities into the students who are there.
The fall of 2004, we kicked off the Zone and just started practicing and seeing what worked and what didn't work, and that's how it started. The first year was a little different, probably a lot different than what we have now. We actually met on Wednesdays and Thursdays because at the time Thomas Jefferson had 5th graders there. So Wednesday was for 7th and 8th grade and Thursday was for 5th and 6th graders. But basically kids would come, they'd sign in, and we would usually do a game, but it was usually centered around like a character trait, and then we would do snack time and a lesson. And then what was really different from what we do now is we had an actual homework time where kids were supposed to do their homework, and we tried to provide tutoring. And then after that we'd have a special project time, which was kind of similar to what we do now with different classes, but I think it was a little shorter of a time.
Homework time was an epic fail. So if you didn't know, homework time was like a time where you were supposed to do homework, and that's boring.
Homework time was not actually homework time. Homework time was a time to disobey the staff, to talk when other people are trying to work, and in fact it was a time to talk down to those who were actually trying to work.
The homework thing was not necessarily a high drawing point, so while our staff are certainly willing to help any student who wants help with homework, we don't really have that piece in the program anymore.
And we try to focus on more of a just fun, safe environment. We cut out the homework time and put in a few more games and just focused on making it an environment where kids could have fun, get to know about Jesus, and have a safe, fun place to come after school.
One of the huge changes that took place was our staffing situation. We started off and we were very dependent upon adult staff, but as things moved forward and as the Zone began growing and as adults were not available, we found that we had some really qualified college and even high school students, and we began seeing our Zone staff move from primarily adults to actually primarily being older teens.
And one of the big things that really that we changed that for the better was we added what we call zone parties. And zone parties are basically an opportunity for the students to invite their friends, come see what we're going to do. And on zone party days we involved way more videos and skits and lots of silly stunts and things for the students to do and different games. And they would also learn what different classes they could sign up for that day. And then we would do those classes for the next 5 weeks, and then it would be time for another zone party. So it was kind of a way to always be refreshing the program every 5 weeks or so.
cooking, welding,
Indoor sports, outdoor sports.
Survival class group.
not so extreme sports,
We did a duct tape one where they made like duct tape wallets.
Guitars with Paul Roberson. There was a skateboarding group.
babysitting,
Girly girls group.
I think I did a board game class once.
painting,
Basketball.
Dodgeball group.
Tech with Tyler.
Tech with Daniel.
Nerf class,
Going to the school and playing Lava Monster.
Science with Ryan, where he tried to light a rocket up in the gym.
Would have been fine. It wasn't a problem.
crafts,
Theater group.
video games with John. I remember there was like a computer programming class with John, Rubik's Cube class with John. John did all the weird groups.
Dodgeball, by far, in my opinion, is one of the most successful for at least for the middle school guys. I haven't met many middle school guys that don't want to play dodgeball. It's a lot of fun to lead, it's a lot of fun to play, and just see the kids be competitive and also be good sports at the same time.
The best group I was a part of for a kid has to be Tech with Tyler because I just enjoyed making those videos so much. We made Twix Wars and the Gopher. And one of them I was like Darth Vader or something, and I ended up being the mom at the end. And it's just like, oh, it's stupid like that. And then the other one I was some secret agent spy where I was just in case, and it's like a play on words and stuff. I saved the Gopher at the end, or the President's Gopher, and I just loved making all those videos and stuff, and they were a blast to watch. Once I finally got to see them on the Zone DVD.
My favorite group as a student was probably, I think it was called the Girly Group. We painted our nails and we got to like wear pink, and I remember one day we did like pajama day. We had to like walk down this runway and then they took our picture. We had a pose at the end and I today still have that picture.
What's my favorite group that's gone on at the Zone? Well, I would have to go all the way back 10 years to that first go-kart group. I loved the go-kart group because we were doing manly shop stuff. We were cutting steel, we were welding steel, we were learning about engines. It was just very cool.
I think one of the most successful groups at the Zone is the cooking class, led by Karen Robertson. It has been the most consistent group. I think every single session there is a cooking class. I think the sole reason why it's been so consistent is seriously Karen Robertson's leadership. She's just been a great contribution to the Zone, just encouraging the kids and applying scripture into the cooking class, and it's just been a really, really successful class.
Favorite group was Ryan and I did fort building. We just built forts and the children tried to destroy them and we tried to destroy their forts.
And then it was just like dodgeball / sword fighting / capture the flag.
I loved all the water games at the end of the Zone at the end of the year. We always had little like foam balls that we'd soak in water and throw at each other, and we'd always just be soaked. And I just remember one of the years was literally so cold, like it was practically raining on that day and we still did it.
It is always raining on water day. And so kids come, they're in their swimsuits, and they're hoping it's going to be sunny, and it never is. And they're cold and shivering, and they're playing in water, and it's just awesome. I love water.
So my favorite all-time Zone game has to be Banana Surgery. Basically we take a banana, chop it up in little pieces, take the peel off, and just give the kids a bunch of random items like nails, string, tape, paper clips, a Band-Aid, just random stuff. And basically they have to put it back together, and it's all about the best banana appearance-wise, and then also the durability of it. So we drop it from about eye level, and basically whoever stays together and looks the best wins. It's a lot of fun. It's super cool.
Kajabi. We got that one from Tadmore, but it's a good game. Basically, everybody holds hands or holds strings, and you swing people into garbage cans. If you let go, you're out, or if you get smashed in the garbage can, you're out.
Jousting. Now, jousting is the game where you take a large lumpy pillow, much like this one here. You can put it under your shirt. You don't need to. I choose to, because it's my choice. And you surround yourself with pads and various armor. You take an Amp Guard jousting stick, which is a large PVC pipe covered in pool noodles. Then you put 2 young, unsuspecting kids on carts, have them point the weapons towards each other, and then have all their friends shove them together as fast as humanly possible.
I have 2, and one of them was the airplane skate. And what it was about was like, we were all on like an airplane, and
Drew and Kara Swanson were being flight attendants on a flight, and the other kids were pretending to be on the plane, and they kept coming out and saying, you know,
But ladies and gentlemen, unfortunately, we will be landing in the ocean.
There was a skit where I had hair like down to my shoulders, and I can't remember exactly what the plot line of the skit was, but Ryan pretended to shoot me with a blow dart, and this giant arrow came into my neck, and then I was like unconscious and passed out, so I'm like laying like this with my hair down, and Ryan cuts my hair into a mullet in front of all of the students.
And then my second one was we did Zone Direction Live, and I think that was probably hilarious just because we all forgot what we were supposed to do, and it turned into amazing work.
John, I think, played a guy who was either having a friend or a girlfriend over for dinner for the first time at his house. And every time he needed to eat something, he had to ask his dad, who would then chew it up and spit it in his mouth, Mama Bird style.
Favorite skit was this one time they were doing a rules skit, and it was kind of like a game show, so they had all these different characters, and Katie Ruppke played Dora, and she had a backpack full of things not to bring to the zone, and she pulled out a beer bottle and dropped it, and it was so funny that my friends were rolling and laughing, and it was way funnier than it probably should have been, but that was one of my favorites, so.
They were advertising for the lock-in, and what they were doing is pretty much just trying to say no cell phones at the lock-in and then advertise for it. So all they had to do was they had Tyler with this like dumb cardboard cutout of a phone, and he just starts talking on it, and then Ryan ran up and then kicked him like this. He jumps and goes 2 legs and kicks him and knocks him over. And I just thought that was the funniest thing, and I'll probably never forget that skit.
One of my favorite skits is when Drew is holding this baby, and it's baby Daniel, and he's like screaming and crying, and he can't get his bottle. And it's Daniel's big head and this tiny little baby body.
Puppet announcements. Cindy, you know you love puppet announcements.
It's Michael the Monkey. Michael the Monkey, are you here to tell the boys and girls about puppet announcements? Yes! I'm here to talk about puppet announcements! That's wonderful, because puppet announcements are also one of my favorite skits. That's amazing. So Michael, how do puppet announcements work exactly? Well, Ryan, you basically take a puppet and you make announcements with it! That's revolutionary. I can't believe we haven't been doing that the whole time.
I've also been in synchronized swimming, which was by far my favorite skit. It was super fun. Basically, we dressed up like Olympic swimmers, and we just did a little swimming, you know? It was a lot of fun.
Well, I remember the first day when we tried to practice it, I think we just threw like 1 or 2 couch cushions out there. They were like, yeah, this will be good. You know, we're good. We're big and strong enough, and we tried that. It hurt really bad, and I think I dislocated my shoulder a little bit as a kid. And so I think I threw that back out, and I had to go back to the chiropractor to get popped back in.
So the Zone is pretty famous for doing what we call the Zone Musical. And the Zone Musical came about because one day, I believe me, Tyler, and Ryan were just saying, you know, the kids love Disney movies. We were trying to think of something funny to do, and we thought, what if we just acted out one of the songs? And then I think Ryan's like, oh, well, we could edit some of the music, and we could do a couple songs. And never dreamed that it would become an every year tradition.
We worked for weeks, no, months on the Zone musical. We had a code name for it. It was called the Alaska Project, so that the kids didn't know what was happening.
They will just sing along and reenact these and do all this synchronized dancing. Oh, it is awesome.
I think one of my favorite songs was the beginning where we did the Lion King, and we all came out and we snuck through the crowd, and then we made all these different sounds and we came together. It was awesome.
I was the Phantom of the Opera for one of them. I was one of the niece, whatever, from Cinderella that sang Cinderella or whatever. Oh, it was a lot of fun being on the other end.
My own son John, who had been kind of a quiet, reserved kid, but the Zone really brought another side of him out. And he played the magic carpet for this Aladdin little skit. And at first you don't even see him because he's down under the carpet, and all of a sudden his face comes up and he's like flying through the air, and it just was hilarious.
Seeing Drew Swanson in a seashell bra playing Ariel was good. Danny Roberson, whenever he puts on a dress, we all just smile. It just makes us happy. Danny Roberson addresses. It's not a rarity, but it's a special thing that you get to see in one's life.
I remember one time seeing Brianna Gadare come out, and it's some song, and it's related to one of the Disney characters who has long hair, and all of a sudden this long blonde hair rolls out, and she's twirling it, and there's other staff doing other things.
Zone musicals were always just a blast. Like, just hanging out and practicing was so enjoyable. I mean, I'm sure it was crazy for Cindy because she had all these great ideas and we were just insane, but it was always fun to hang out in the gym and like dance around and jump around, and I always personally really liked doing them. We did an Enoz to Zone staff video, which is still one of my favorite Zone videos, but the premise of that was we had like a big group of freshmen in high school that were Zone staff, and when you're a freshman, you're not a full-time Zone staff, you just come in like every other week or something like that so you can get trained, and then after, I guess, Cindy feels that you're ready to be a full Zone staff, you get knighted with the orange shirt. But basically the premise of that video is we had a competition between all the Enoz to see who got to be a full-time Zone staff.
Enoz! Gladiator battle to the death. Last one standing is a Zone staff. Pick up your weapons.
Z-Boys, I don't know if that can be topped.
Definitely the Z-Boys performing their Christmas music video.
I don't really remember what inspired the Z-Boys videos, but they were always awesome. I remember we went to the tree farm and we did the Christmas Z-Boys thing, and we were at the tree farm, we were at Cindy's parents, and here at the church with the green screen. And I remember when we were out at the tree farm just being so cold, just so cold. We were all in between takes just huddled up in our Christmas sweaters trying to stay warm.
Another video that we did at the Zone was we did Good Idea, Bad Idea. So, like, good idea, buy a pair of shoes on sale. Bad idea, buy a parachute on sale. And one of them was buying a chili dog on the go. And then it says, bad idea,
ordering a chili dog that makes you go.
So some of the favorite videos I've been a part of for the Zone is definitely our Zone direction videos.
Baby, you light up my world like nobody else. The way that you flip your hair gets me overwhelmed. But when you smile at the
Zone Direction is our most recent recruit boy band, who are great, and there's 5 or 6 of them, and they do special performances for our Zone kids.
And they were just so much fun because we went out to Kleinline, and then we went out to the circles, and we jumped in this freezing cold pool. And it was in February, and it hasn't been heated the entire time. It was cold and awful, but it was definitely worth it because then we got to hang out in the hot tub. And I remember when we jumped in, we all kind of freaked out when we came to the surface, and everybody just like popped up right next to it. And for some reason, I decided to swim across the pool, like the longest distance I could to stay in the freezing cold pool.
My favorite video, it seems like any time Gunnar Wales makes it into the video.
Gunnar Wales now is this reoccurring character that shows up in videos and skits that is this homeless man, well, creepy homeless man that lives in our church's dumpster.
Everybody thinks that Gunnar Wales is Drew Swanson.
One of the funniest things in my Zone career has been just hearing about how certain adults in our church have watched the Gunnar Wales videos and how they just cannot believe that it is actually Drew Swanson playing Gunnar Wales. I think it's because in my church community, I have this reputation of being the average Joe, just this average normal guy. But I definitely think some of my crazy, ridiculous side is brought out in this character, Gunnar Wales.
We did a video a while ago. Basically, it was Gunnar Wales looking for Sasquatch. And I was on the research team, and my name was Dr. O'Connell, and I was a feces expert. So we're just walking along through the woods, and all of a sudden, I fall.
Dr. O'Connell, you gotta get out of there! I can't swim! McConnell, there's only an inch of water in there! Get out of there now! Squatch is gonna come! He's coming! Come on! Find the Squatch! We're gonna find the Squatch, but you gotta get out of there! Did he just die? You have got to be kidding me! Alright, let's go!
And I die. That was it. I die. Like, Dr. O'Connell, feces expert, dies in 2 inches of water.
One of my favorite videos has been Captain Long John Ryan Beard, where I, Captain Long John Ryan Beard, went around getting myself in trash cans and hanging from basketball hoops and doing all sorts of ridiculous things like sword fighting so that I could share the rules with the little ones. And if anybody broke the rules, then yo-ho! Captain Long John Ryan Beard came and kicked their butts. Kicked their butts, mini butts, were kicked.
The best video ever made by The Zone was
the treasure hunt video. It was just so good.
It's the one where Ryan and Tyler clearly didn't know what to do with their day, and so like, let's just make a video to announce something. And there were just so many classic lines.
Ha! I will beat you! You and your stupid hat! My hat is awesome!
And it just goes on for way longer than you think it's going to, and then it comes to just this ultimate punchline that's a total letdown. And it's just hilarious.
Yeah! Now let's see what's in this treasure, pal. Oh, what could it be? It's a flyer. A flyer for the Zone? Yeah, it says that the Zone party is on April 22nd, which is next Wednesday, from 3:30 to 5:30 p.m. at Valida Baptist Church. No way! It's gonna be awesome!
Well, I guess it just goes to show you, the true treasure is inviting your friends.
So the mission of the Zone, our purpose for existing, is very much what Valida Baptist mission statement is, and that is to connect people to the God who made them, to friends who help them, and a world that needs them. We just specifically were focusing on making sure that middle schoolers came to know that God who made them, and so that's why we focused on making sure we have Bible lessons and just having staff that would love them just like Jesus would.
So talking about who God is and what He's done and how He loves you, that's always been a major part of the Zone. That's been the foundation of what we're doing. We're trying to reach kids in a way that is meaningful to their lives. And that's something that I'm glad that has not changed about the Zone. Because the Zone has morphed, it's evolved over the years, but the center has always been about the gospel and reaching kids through the gospel.
One of the reasons I really liked coming to the Zone was because middle school is a time where you feel like you need to fit in and you're kind of trying to figure out who you are and like if you're cool or not. And so there's a lot of tough social interactions that you have at school. And the Zone was a place where I could come with my friends and we just like have a good time, and there was a lot less of the whole awkward social struggle.
One of the exciting things that has happened through the 10 years of the Zone is the development of basically a staff development program. And so now we have ninth graders and older high schoolers who are our staff, along with college people and adults. They're getting here early. There's training that takes place. There's a real role for the ENAs in supporting the whole staff, setting up program, being there to run games. It's just been incredible to see how the Zone has really become a leadership training area for kids upon entering into high school and going through their high school career.
One of the ways that the Zone really helped me develop was as someone who teaches the scriptures, I really got the chance to kind of flex those muscles a little bit at the Zone and try out teaching, and so that was a really, really helpful experience. And then later on I got to sort of lead and teach other people how to teach, and that was a lot of fun as well.
I originally gave my life to Christ sometime in middle school, but I don't feel like it really caught at that time. And then when I got into high school and got an opportunity to work at the Zone and serve in that area, I really had to decide, okay, am I going to truly give my entire life to Jesus? Am I really going to trust Him with everything that I have, with everything that I am?
Definitely the Zone has helped me out with my speaking abilities, definitely in front of like crowds of people, and also becoming a leader. I needed to do that at school and stuff, and so the Zone has really helped me become that leader.
What's been really great for me personally in being involved in the Zone is at first I was kind of intimidated. I'm just this middle-aged woman, are teenagers gonna connect to me? But it's been really, middle school age is a great age. They're very accepting. They just want someone to love them and encourage them and be a friend to them. And so even though there's a big age difference, I really felt like I was able to connect with them, and it just really helped me to be more courageous in reaching out for God and realizing that just loving people is what He wants us to do most.
I think a way that the Zone has discipled me is just uncovering my passions and some of the gifts that I have, because you don't exactly know what those are until you try them, and you see if you do have a passion for it, and you see if you're good at it.
I think I've learned more myself being a staff at the Zone than I've ever taught any kid, which I think is really cool. That even today, I've probably learned some things that I'm still learning from the Zone. It's just amazing how much it's helped me in the path of Christ.